Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, sitting back on heels. Hopefully that feels comfortable on your knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Drop your chin just a fraction. And breathe in and out through your nose. I don't know if any of you have come across the James Nestor book, Breathe. If you're even slightly interested in breath, that book is without question the most important breath book I've come across. James Nestor. And in it he details very, what's the right word? It's very scientific, it's very hugely well researched. And he talks a lot about why breathing through the nose rather than breathing through the mouth is so important. So taking a moment to do that. We can't always breathe through our nose. Sometimes we're hay fevery or it's blocked, but if possible, and particularly while you sleep, breathing through the nose is super important. Gently taking right ear to right shoulder. Chin dropping down to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And coming up and over. How is the neck feeling this morning? And then changing direction. And coming back to center, circling shoulders. How are they feeling this morning? Slowing it right down. Creating some space to allow our bodies to align with our minds, to align with our hearts and our souls, everything coming into alignment. And taking elbows and circling. Excuse me. And then taking slow and steady full arm extension, so reaching up overhead. Blowing my nose, so I'm not sniffing. And then the next time you take your arms up overhead, interlink your fingers, press your palms up high. A little side stretch, feeling where the stretch moves to as you go from side to side. And then fold the elbows, hold either elbow, pulling the elbows apart, drawing the hands together. Make sure your head is relaxed and easy. And as you inhale, draw the tummy, draw the breath right down into the tummy, so let the tummy expand. a proper Buddha belly. And then as you exhale, pull the tummy back towards the spine. And then bringing your hands down to your side. Let's inhale, take the arms forward, drop the chin to the chest, rock the heart back. And then as you, wrong way around, inhale, take your arms back, look forwards, look up, heart comes forward. Then exhale as you go back. You can almost imagine that your arms are like 30-foot wings. Okay, and then coming back to center, take your hands behind your back, interlink your fingers, press the palms away. So remember the theme this month is play. So nothing here needs to be treated too seriously. Feel free to go off-piste and wriggle and explore. And sometimes it's quite nice to bend the elbows and bring the fists across to one side, elbows drawing back behind you. Taking some breaths there. And then bringing the arms back behind you and coming across to the other side. So we're playing with the theme of balance, but that could be just as simple as balancing left hand side with right hand side. Arms come back. Okay. Coming up to your knees, I hope that you've got something soft enough under your knees so this is comfortable for you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor so you're coming into tabletop. Inhale as you take a little cat. And a little cow as you exhale. How's the spine feeling this morning? And how is the breath? Cat-cow is a really great place for synchronizing breath and movement. So hopefully you can hear your breath. It's a natural Ujjayi breath. And you're weaving the movement around that. Tuck the toes under. Sit back on the heels, stretching out the feet. Bring the hands to the floor, keeping the toes tucked under. Push through the hands, go to a bent-legged version of down dog. Knees are 90 degrees. You really get to push through the hands and get your sitting bones back. Dropping knees to floor. Flatten, actually keep the toes tucked under. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up. And we get to do a bit of a back bend. So it's early morning, you want to take the gentlest version of this possible for yourself, but you want to feel like you're getting a stretch too. So I'll leave you to choose where you take this. Begin with the hands at the lower back. Draw the elbows back, push the hips forward and lift the heart. Keeping height through the spine so that vertebrae aren't clunking into each other. The discs between each vertebrae have room. they can expand. If you can keep that sense of space, perhaps the hands come back to the back of the thighs. You need to be discerning and safeguard yourself with your practice, so you choose. And then there might be some of us who want to come back. I've done a full practice already. I would not be doing this if I hadn't. Hips coming forwards. Lifting your head, come back. Camel pose. So choose the place that's right for you this morning. Exhaling, hands to the floor. Now we flatten the feet. A little bit of cat-cow. And we'll add a bit of balance by bringing bird dog into the sequence. So bird dog, the right leg goes back, the left arm rises. Exhaling down. Switching sides, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time on each side. Toes tucked under, bent leg down dog. Pick up the right hand, take it to the left ankle, looking under your left armpit. Knees can be bent, or you can start to play with straightening them. Coming back to neutral. Take the weight to the right hand, pick the left hand up, take it across. Looking over to the right. And coming back to neutral. Soften the knees back down to the floor. Keep the hands grounded, extend the right leg back behind you. Exhale, take a side circle as it goes round and down and back. Circling the hip. Try to stay stable in the pelvis so the pelvis isn't rocking all over the place. It is going to move. But rather than letting it be super wobbly, a little bit descending. Well done. Inhale, take the leg back. And exhale, bring the foot forward, plant it outside of the right hand. And then walk hands and foot forward. Let the hip become heavy, hips become heavy. The toes of the right foot might naturally just turn slightly outwards. Inhale, take the right arm up. And exhale, bring the right hand to the inner thigh, pressing the right knee away. Hope you can see what I'm doing. This shoulder sometimes can accidentally become a little bit of a dumping ground, so you need to feel this lift that comes from the palm up through the arm into that shoulder, lifting your collar, so your heart is able to lift here. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Step the knee back. We'll do the same to the other side. So extend the left leg out. Little circle round to the side, trying to keep the hips contained. And then the next time, bringing the left foot outside of the left hand, walking foot and both hands forwards, hips going heavy towards the floor. Left toes slightly turning over to the left. The weight travels to the right hand again. Be sure to get this uplift coming right the way through the arm. As the left arm rises, you can stay there or you can bring the hand to the inner thigh, press the knee away. The foot might turn onto its knife edge. And all along there's this beautiful breath. It's like an ocean current flushing through you. Inhale, the left arm comes up. Exhale, the left hand comes down. Knees come back together. Now your hands are a little bit further ahead than they were. Maybe walk them even further forward. Again, I'm hoping your knees have got something protective underneath them. You can grab your cushion if you haven't. Sometimes when we're working from home, it's actually easier, isn't it? Because you're on carpet or something. And then we're going to take some nice slow circles with the hips. So quite big. How big can you go with these circles? And then changing direction. And we'll add a little twist here. So coming to neutral, pick the right arm up, thread it beneath the left armpit, turn the right ear to the floor, keep the bottom high. Hear your breath. Pressing down through the left hand to bring you all the way back up. Switching sides, left hand threads beneath right armpit, left ear turns to the floor, bottom stays high. Coming back up to center. Walking your hands in a little closer, tuck the toes under, come back into a down dog. This time, get the hips super high so the heels are high off the floor. And then keep the height in the tailbone as the heels drop to the floor. If you're using a cushion, you might want to move it out of the way. Inhale, gently extend the right leg up high behind you, and as you exhale, place the foot between your hands, dropping the back knee to the floor. Keeping the hands on the floor, just wriggle your hips a little further forward and look up. Inhale, reach your arms up. Interlink your fingers, bring them to the top of your thigh and press the knee forward. Hips will lunge a little further towards the earth. Keep the heart lifting. And remember that the neck is relaxed and easy. Inhale, keep the fingers interlinked, bring the hands up high, palms facing upwards. And then exhale, take the hands to the back of the head, opening the elbows wide and lean the head into the hands. Just notice your lower back here. So this puts a little bit of pressure on there. And it might be for you that it's better to keep your hands here. Here, you really get to lift the spine up out of the pelvis. When the hands are here, it's a little bit more challenging to do that. So you choose. And then maybe you might even take your hands behind your back, interlink fingers, and bring the palms away. 3 options. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to the floor, glide the sitting bones back, a little runner's stretch. Front heel stays grounded, toes point up. Move your heart with your breath. A little rise as you inhale, a little drop as you exhale. And coming slowly back. Stepping, foot backs and knees are together. Tuck the toes under, come into a little down dog. Left leg rises. Exhale, plant the foot between your hands, dropping the back knee. Moment to wriggle. Inhale, both arms up. Interlink fingers, start with the hands on top of the thigh, pressing the knee forwards. Notice for yourself how you can lift your spine out of your pelvis here. And also what's going on in the pelvis itself. Can you find Mula Bandha? Can you pull the lower tummy in to support the spine? Option to take the arms up. Bring the hands to the back of the head, opening the elbows wide, leaning back into the head. As long as you can maintain that height. An option to take hands behind your back, pressing the palms away. All the while listening to the sound of your breath. Release the hands, inhale as they come up. Exhale to the floor, glide the sitting bones back. Runner's stretch. And coming back, bringing knees together. Okay. So we're going to do the final pose of this morning's sequence. So coming up onto your knees. Again, you're welcome to put cushioning underneath you. Right foot comes forward. Walk that foot across. Bring the knees together and sit back between your heels. I'm going to use my cushion to just raise the floor behind me so I can sit on something, because I really don't find this pose easy at all. Knees are stacked on top of one another, heels are either side, holding onto your big toes. And breathe. See if you can sit up even taller here. And then bring your left arm up overhead. Exhale as the hand comes down between the shoulder blade. And then sweep the right hand behind, drawing your fingertips towards one another. And perhaps there was a day where your fingers could interlink and you could hold hands here behind your back, and perhaps today's not that day. It comes and it goes. We're not really attached to the shape we're making. We're more interested in how this feels, how our breath is responding, and what we can do to make this feel better. Can we hear the little prompts from our body as to what it would like us to do to help it feel mobile? And then releasing. Bringing your hands down uncrossing your legs. And we'll do the same on the other side. So coming up onto your knees, this time left foot comes forward. We walk it across. And then the knees come together, the feet separate behind. I take a cushion and we sit down between the heels. Oh, it's even harder on this side. Holding onto your big toes. And if you want to stay here, if that feels like quite enough, by all means do. Otherwise, right arm comes up, elbow bends, left hand comes up behind. Sometimes it's different from one side to the other because we aren't actually that symmetrical. And breathe. And then releasing the hands, coming forwards so you can unravel your legs. I'm going to sit back on my heels again with a cushion, bringing hands to heart, offering, as always, the fruits of all that we do to the well-being and the happiness of all sentient beings. Thank you for joining us today. It's always such an honor. Namaste.